Hello everyone, it's Dan here from Thomas Road Support. In this video I'm just going to take you through building a portfolio project with our theme Griddr for WordPress. Now if we take a look at some of the examples we provide, here's a good one. You can see it's very flexible, quite stylish. You've got videos, all kind of mixed media, exactly as you want. And the way this is all done is essentially leveraging the complete power of Visual Composer. So the theme itself is incredibly simple. We just give you a blank canvas and you can use the tools provided by VC to build your pages as you wish. Now if we take a look at one of the demo projects, if I just quickly take a look at this one here. Now you'll notice when you first get things ready, especially if you're using the demo data, you'll see there's no option there to start building with Visual Composer. Now that's I'm showing you this on purpose because it's the way Visual Composer or Bakery Page Builder, I should call it, the way that works. By default it isn't available to use on anything other than Pages. So to change this, we're going to have to go to the plugin settings, and under role manager here you'll see it's currently set to pages only. That's just how it comes by default. We're going to change this up, so we're going to go to custom and we're going to allow it to be used on portfolio items as well. So once we've ticked that, we can hit save, and if we go back to our projects and we'll load up the one we were looking at before, you can see things now make a lot more sense. So rather than just having gibberish code everywhere, we've got the regular blocks as you would expect. Now rather than detailing this, we'll go through one by one how this would all be created, and we'll create our own fresh project from scratch. But as you can see, it's very, very simple, not an awful lot there to take care of, so it's very straightforward. Now what we're going to do, we'll start by adding our own. So we'll go to portfolio and add new, and I'll call this Dan's Project of Awesomeness, because, you know, of course. And before we do anything, we're going to assign this project to a category. We've got one set up there, but if you wanted to add a new category, you can do so here. That's perfectly fine. And more importantly, we're going to set a featured image, as this is mainly how your project is displayed throughout your site. So you can see here, each product has got a particular image which is used to kind of represent it. I'm going to go ahead and choose, I quite like that one. Actually no, I'll upload a fresh one. Why not? That's quite nice. Okay, so we've got our featured image set. And before we go any further and start adding content, I'm just going to publish this, and we'll refresh the portfolio area here, and you can see there's our project, and as I mentioned, there's that image which we've used there. So be sure to set a featured image is essentially the point of what I'm saying there. Okay, back to the project. Now we're going to start adding some content here. The main takeaway of this is you are really free to do whatever you want. The good thing with Visual Composer is it just gives you everything you need to display things like carousels, videos, etc., and we give you a blank canvas in which to do that. So we're going to go ahead and start by okay, let's give it a nice big image at the top with some text over it. So how would we do that? We'll add a section to begin with, and in that section I'm going to add a row and a text block, and I'll give it a title. I'll say my cool title goes here, and I'll make it a nice fat heading. We'll align it to the center. Cool. And we're going to give that a nice background area as well, a nice background image I should say. So I'll go to the section settings, into the design option. We'll go to here, and we've got some images in the library already, but for the video I will add one more. That's quite a nice foresty one here. And before we go any further, I'm just going to hit save and update, and we can just take a quick look and see what that looks like. Okay, so there it is. We've got our image as we've put, we've got our title above it, which is all fine, but it's not quite maybe what you want. Maybe you want this to stretch right the way out to the edge and have a bit of space all around it, etc., etc. How do you go about doing that? Well, let me show you. Now, if we start to edit this a bit further, I might just hit edit portfolio. What we're going to do to begin with is go to our section settings, and we're going to set this to stretch it right the way out. And we'll make it a full height section and set the content in the middle. And because we want some nice white text above the image rather than kind of the dull text you saw, we're going to give this section a particular class, a special class called overlay. Now, for details on these CSS classes, do see the documentation, but for the sake of this, we're going to use the overlay class. And we're going to make this text white as we wanted. Okay. So there we go, we can see just as we wanted, that image is stretched right the way out either side. We've got our lovely title there. Obviously we can continue adding more blurb as we want, but for now, as you kind of got an idea of how that's done, let's go ahead and start adding more content below. So below this we'll add a section and a row, and in this row we'll split that into 2 columns. Obviously you can do with this whatever you like. And here on the left I'll put a text column. Obviously this could be for any kind of content you want. I'm just going to stick in some random blurb for now. And on the right hand side I'll grab a video. I'll just use the default one here to begin with and hit save. So if we update the project and refresh, and surprisingly we've got a nice bit of text and the video to the side there as well. And basically that's it. You can go ahead and continue adding whatever content you want here. Obviously the only limit there is really your imagination, so you can, if you want to add a slider, you can do so. In fact, let's go ahead and just pop one in below as well. Quite a neat trick with Visual Composer. If you don't particularly want the slider to be full width and maybe be slightly smaller, you can create a columned area like this and simply leave the 2 outer columns blank. And we'll use the one in the middle and create a nice image carousel. I'm just going to pick some random ones from the library here. Ideally you'd put a bit more thought into it and use some similarly sized images. I'll make it full size. Let's update and have a look. And you can see there we've got our slider exactly as we wanted below. Perfect. So that's it really. You've got a blank canvas there with all of the options that you could possibly want for showing off any kind of project. But if you do have any more questions on this, do come and see me over on support. Other than that, thanks for watching.